Let me start by saying that this meeting is somewhat unusual. It's a meeting that interfaces fundamental physics and cosmology. Fundamental physics is, of course, an ill-defined concept, but what we mean here is theoretical efforts of understanding quantum gravity and particle physics. And I think at this point, I must render homage to a visionary, Pierre Binetruy, who passed away a few years ago, and who is responsible both for founding APC, the lab who's organizing this meeting this year, and also this workshop. He was a theorist of fundamental physics, but understood well the importance of interfacing with experiment and observation. Together with Neil Turok from Perimeter Institute and Marc Henault from Solvay, they founded the Cosmological Frontiers of Fundamental Physics as an annual and rotating workshop between the three institutions. The purpose of which was to focus on the newest ideas in theory and see if they can be tested with observations and vice versa. Now, last year's meeting was supposed to take place in APC. It was postponed for obvious reasons, and we were hoping that this year it will happen normally. However, we're not there yet, and this year's meeting, which is the 13th in the series, is the first that will happen on Zoom. I do hope that from next year we will be back to normal. I wish you all to enjoy this meeting, and I'd like to invite Antoine Kouchner, who's the director of APC, to say a few words.
Thank you, Elias. Can you allow me to show a few slides? Am I allowed to do this?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I will try to do this. So I hope you see the slides.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so you said a few words about Pierre Binetruy. I'm not going to add about this. I'm happy to see him on the poster of the meeting, and I just can add that we miss him very much, of course. He was one of the former directors of the lab and the co-founder of this meeting. And so I would like to welcome you warmly to this meeting. We are really sorry that we cannot have you there face to face. So another time. I just want to say a few words about APC. We are located in Paris. If you didn't have a chance to visit us previously, this is photographies of the building. So we're about 200 people in the lab, and we are located on the campus of the newly born Université de Paris. So we have technical platforms, which I'm not going to describe, but we have some expertise in millimetric wavelengths and interferometry, laser interferometry, photo detection, and we do make design of experiments for space qualification. The science that we tackled in the lab is related, of course, to cosmology, with the main questions of today's physics, with gravitation, obviously, and high energy astrophysics. And for what concerns particle physics, we're mostly interested into neutrinos, with a few experiments that we are participating to. So for the gravitation, we try to cover most of the frequency spectrum, and therefore we have a space project, LISA, and we're also on the ground with Advanced Virgo and next Einstein telescope. In cosmology, we have several projects that are listed here. For the wide field galaxy surveys, we are positioned in the mission of in Euclid, that hopefully will be flying soon, and we're also contributing to LSST. And for the study of the CMB, we participate now to Lightbird, Simon's Array, and Cubic, whose prototype is going to be moved to Argentina in the coming days. This is the list of the missions we participate to in the high energy astrophysics. So we follow transient phenomena, and we try to cover all the messengers. So that includes neutrinos and charged cosmic rays, but also, of course, different wavelengths. So for particle physics, as I said, we contribute to DUNE, next experiment for a neutrino beam. and we participate to a deep sea neutrino telescope, ORCA, and ARCA. This is the same technology to explore the universe and also the neutrino properties. And we do have also some experiments on the dark matter. And more recently, we joined the ATLAS experiment. So, of course, last but not least, we have an important theory group at APC, and we tackle the following questions that I'm not going to mention here. You are going to mention them. I hope that you're going to have a very nice and fruitful workshop, that you will solve many problems, invent some others, and that next time you will be able to join us in Paris. So welcome to you all for this meeting.
Thank you very much, Antoine, for your welcome. And I would like now to invite Robert Myers to say also a few words. He's the director of Perimeter.
Okay, thank you. So good morning, good afternoon to everyone. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all to this meeting today on behalf of the Perimeter partner in this triumvirate. It's the 13th edition of Cosmological Frontiers in Fundamental Physics. And in fact, I can still remember when Pierre Benetru brought the idea of these meetings and joining forces to me so many years ago. At the time, APC and PI were two upstart young new institutes. Of course, we were joining forces with each other and the Solvay Institute with almost a century-long tradition. But looking back, it's been a pleasure to see the conference evolve and grow over time, but even more exciting has been watching the field itself evolve. We started in 2008. We've seen the Planck satellite with its precision measurements. We're now seeing gravity waves, FRBs, and I think the conference, the field is just as vibrant now as it was when we started, if not more so. So I wish everyone a successful and stimulating meeting, and hopefully next year we'll all be able to meet in person, but in the meantime, stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. And Mark Eno could not be with us at this stage, but he reasserted to me his support for the meeting. And with all of this, I think we are ready to move to the essential part. And therefore, I pass now the torch to Ben Krabs, who will chair the first section.